like a Thanksgiving special. It's going to be a little bit of a lighter topic. It's the same Gemara we started last week. If you were not here last week, it's okay. We'll catch you up. If you open up, we're just going to read a little bit of the Gemara, and then I want to go into this different topic for today. We're going to be doing kiddush, guys, for a little while. There's a lot to cover in kiddush.
We're not doing the maaser?
Maaser?
Maaser, what we have to do on kiddush. What we said last week.
It's all in the queue, but it's going to take a few weeks to cover all there's a lot of kiddush halachot we have to do. So, but I want to start with one. So again, the first page, Otam, the Gemara, it's in square, red square. Otam, Pesachim, page 100b. Otam b'nei Adam shekitchu b'beit HaKnesset. There were those guys, the Gemara says, those guys who make kiddush in the shul Friday night. Not in the house, in the shul. Amar Rav says, Yedei yayin lo yetzeu. The yayin, page one. The yayin, they're not yotzeh. Yedei kiddush yetzeu. What is Rav saying? When they go back home and they want to make kiddush for their family or for their meal, for themselves, do they have to do it again? Or the blessing they made less in the shul covers them? Yedei yayin lo yetzeu. Your wine is not going to cover you for the house, says Rav. When you go home, you want to have wine, you got to make a new beracha gefen. You can't make a beracha in the shul, go all the way home and say, oh, I'm still drinking. It doesn't work like that. It's a new beracha for yayin. Yedei kiddush yetzeu, says Rav. But the kiddush covers you. You don't have to make, so when you go back home, you don't have to have wine. You can just go straight to the meal. If you want wine, make gefen. But you don't have to make Mekadesh Shabbat, Yom HaShishi. You already did it.
Family, you need to do it
for the family, you got to do it. But for yourself, no. So Rav holds, this is the opinion of Rav. Rav holds, kiddush in the shul, no problem. You're kosher. Check it off the list. Shmuel argues.
But here, the kiddush, only you shomea, not do the kiddush itself.
So we have to talk about this. We're going to do all the halachot. We're going to talk about, guys, every halacha. Who has to drink? What you have to drink? What you have to eat? Not all today. It's a lot to do it. Shmuel argues on Rav. Shmuel says, Af yedei kiddush lo yetzeu. Your gefen, no good. You got to do gefen again at home. Your kiddush, also no good. When you go home, you got to do kiddush again. So what are you doing in the shul for? Shmuel is strict. He says, no, you can't. It's not kosher. Gemara says, according to Rav, why would you do kiddush at home if it's kosher in the shul? Why should I do kiddush at home again? Like Yeshua said. Because you have children and your wife, they have to hear kiddush. You got to do it again for them in the house. Okay, that's according to Rav. Shmuel, according to Shmuel, who holds the kiddush in the shul is nothing. You got to do it again when you get home. Why do you do it in the shul? Why should I do kiddush in shul for if I have to do it again? And the answer is, this is to cover the guests who don't have houses. Because they're going to eat, drink, and sleep in the shul or in the side room, Tosafot says.
So maybe he's just not yotzeh with that kiddush. That's what he's saying.
So you're not yotzeh with the kiddush.
But other people are.
But other people, good to see you, Roy. But other people are. So Roy, we have mahloket. You ready? Friday night after Arbit and Yigdal, the Hazan gets up and he says, Yom HaShishi, that's kiddush. When you go home, do you have to make another kiddush? If you have a wife and children, you got to do it for them. But if you don't have a wife and children, or the wives and children were in shul with you, do you have to do kiddush again? Or on your way home, guys, extend this halacha. On your way home from shul, you stop by your friend's house. Come in for a drink. He says, he has a drink. He says it. Let's say you have a sip. Do you have to do kiddush again at home?
According to Shmuel.
Mahloket Rav and Shmuel.
You have to know, but it depends.
Everything question if we make seudah too.
So Rav holds, the Gemara says, look at the Gemara. Gemara says, Shmuel goes according to his opinion. Shmuel holds what? Shmuel holds it's not kosher in the shul. You got to do it again at home. Rav holds it's kosher in the shul. The Da'amah Shmuel and kiddush ela b'mkom seudah. Because Shmuel holds your kiddush has to be literally b'mkom seudah, in the place of your meal. If your kiddush is not in the place of your meal, it's not a kiddush. Okay? Why do it for the guests? It'll be the place of their seudah. It's not the place of your seudah.
Only if they eat in shul.
If they eat in shul, correct. So everyone who's not eating in shul, there's no point doing it for you at this point, at this juncture of the Gemara.
So if there's no seudah at shul, there's no point to do kiddush at shul.
If what?
If there's no seudah at shul.
Very good question.
Point.
We're going to talk about this.
So,
Yes. Do you have to do it again? This is what we're asking. You or the rabbi, and there's a gradient. There's a lot of different variations. Do you have to do it again? The rabbi, well, did he drink it? Did he have a sip? Does he have to have a lot? Does he have to have? What are the rules?
Did he have a Suda? What's the definition of Suda?
Or the same over here. You come here Shabbat morning. We have a beautiful kiddush. Rabbi says gefen. You don't have gefen. You go straight to the halim, to the yellow stuff.
No, but you taste a little bit wine.
What's the rules? Do you have to taste wine? Can you go straight to the halim? Do you have to have mizonot? Does the rabbi have to drink the wine? We have to know the rules.
It's not a hard, it's good to make to separate berachot. You make a
100%. But we want to know what's a shiur. We want to know what's
if you
obligation.
have a fruit, you make a fruit. So you do added berachot.
Okay, very good. But do you have to make a new kiddush at home, Yeshua?
If you have family,
No, you don't have family. Or they're here.
no, if you do seudah here, you put two men home.
What's seudah? That's the question. What's called the seudah? Okay, so we have to see.
Lechem.
There's a lot of opinions. So this is going to take, guys, it's going to take a few weeks. It's going to take a few weeks to sort all this out. Let's start with, go back to the first page of Gemara.
Or maybe it takes some borekas to make it seudah and borekas.
But how do you get these, Moshe? How do you get these amounts, Yeshua? 1 boreka, 2 borekas, half boreka? How do you know?
Yes, you.
I don't want borekas. I want olives. Am I allowed to use olives?
Only.
Only olives I want. Am I allowed?
No, I don't.
There's got to be rules. There's got to be rules.
We learned a month ago what constitutes seudah.
What constitutes seudah?
Mizonot and
You're using the sukkah shiur.
right.
You're saying for sukkah, kovea seudah.
Did we talk about that?
Very good.
זית אי אפשר לאכול סעודה.
Let's see. So we have to do.
Counts.
Wait, look.
It does count, but we're going to talk about this one next week. I want to go back now.
Oh, sorry.
We're setting up the queue. No, we have a lot to figure out. Let's go back. Look at this Tosafot on the first page. Tosafot, the Dibur Matchil, Tosafot is on the right side of your page, and the big words are Yedei Kiddush Yetzeu, and it's in a red square. It says Vehecha Deleka Orchim. This is exactly what Ezra just said. Vehecha Deleka Orchim, says Tosafot. If there are no guests in the shul, Samuch Lebet HaKnesset, and Mekadesh. Don't do Kiddush. What's the point of doing Kiddush, right, Ezra? If there's no guests, don't do it, says Tosafot.
You're holding like Shmuel.
Now, halakha l'maaseh, Moshe, halakha l'maaseh, guys, we hold like Shemuel. I'm telling you this from now. Halakha is like Shemuel. You got that, Roy? Halakha is like Shemuel, which means your kiddush must be bimkom seudah. We have to define seudah, but whatever seudah is, your kiddush has to be bimkomo. Okay? So now, says Tosafot, Vehecha deleka orchim samuch lebet HaKnesset en mekadesh. If there's no guests, don't do it. Because your kiddush is lebatala. You're making a blessing in vain because you're having a cup. No one's going to be yotzei kiddush, so you're blessing for nothing. Mekadesh Shabbat for nothing. You got to do it again when you get home. It's beracha lebatala.
We do it in the Amidah also.
In the Amidah, we're doing this. Is
From the Torah.
Yes, the Amidah we do it. You already did an Amidah. Now you have a Rabbanan. We're going to talk about this also. Everything is complicated. Every question you have is on the list. But the answer is, the rabbis told us we have to do kiddush on wine. You did kiddush on wine, and it didn't take. It was a false kiddush. It was a false start. You got to do it again. That's what it says. The time alam Shmuel, because we hold like Shmuel, guys, who holds you need to have bimkom seudah. Okay, let's skip. Now, I have another red square in this Tosafot. Katav b'shem Rabbi Natronai. You see this? Tosafot, the second red square. Katav b'shem Rav Natronai Gaon. Levim, you see this?
Maybe it's in Italian.
What does he say, Rav Natronai? You see it?
התשובות מקדשים,
Go ahead, Yeshua, read it loud.
המושבות מקדשים,
בתשובות, מקדישים לכנסת, okay.
ונותן לתוך
עיניו לרפואה. Whoa. Anybody ever hear this before? Rabbi Netzrai says, we do the kiddush in the shul so that everyone can put the grape juice or wine on their eyes so they can heal them from their problems. Tosafot, this is Tosafot saying.
No more the pockets on Havdalah.
What's going on here? Pockets, Havdalah, this is kiddush.
But we do.
But now wine is the tofa, so is it
What's going on
money
here?
or is it-
No, but when you go home and you look in the kiddush after you
Okay, slow down. We have to build it. Rabbi Netzronai in Tosafot. Yes, Friday night. Yes. So he says, you put it in your eyes. Kidei Amad, like we say, Yeshua, Pisi'ah, Gasa,
נוטלת אחד מתק מאור,
Hamish.
כן, מאור עיניו אמץ,
Okay, hold on. Kidei Amad, like we say in Berachot, Pisi'ah Gasa, a big step. Notelet Ehad Mitaf Kof Me'or Enad. It takes 500th of your eyesight away.
1 of 500 of your
Yes.
sight away.
Ve'emat Behadrale, and when does your eyesight return to you? The Kiddusha de Beshimshi. And the Friday night Kiddush. And therefore you have to heal your eyes because you're going to lose your eyesight. We will expound on this, guys.
Where did we learn that?
Hold on. Umiu says to the vote. However, the Avi Ha'ezi Katuv, the Hai Refu'ah, Mati Lemebad the Kiddush Shebebetor. So Rabbi Natronai says you should do it in the shul even if there are no guests, because everyone needs to see their eyes. You need your eyesight. It seems like if you don't put the Kiddush, you're risking your eyesight. And so says Tosafot in the name of the Avi Ha'ezi, he says, nah, you could do Kiddush in your house. And your eyes will be perfectly fine if you do it in your house. Let's turn the page. Now, we're turning 2 pages. Night vision, yeah. We're going to be on Berachot Mem Gimel, guys. Turn 2 pages.
In the old time, it was maybe in the living in the desert, and you have a support hole,
Yeah.
when the
Sandstorm.
sandstorm.
Yeah.
So it may come to the eye, but how you can take it? If you take the wine, full eye, and you put the eye like that, all fell down. Clean the eye.
Let's see. Where is this, guys? So I have it for you here. I have everything you need is here. Berachot Mem Gimel. Look in the bottom in the bread square. It's all the way in the bottom. The Amad Mord said, Pesi'ah Gasa, big steps, taking large steps. Notelet ahad mitafkot mimeor enav shel adam. It decreases someone's eyesight 1/500. On the very bottom in the red square. How do I get my eyesight back? Lehadre bekidusha de beshimsheh. You get it back when you do kiddush Friday night. Rashi, look at the left side, guys.
All those long jumpers, huh?
Look at the left side, Rashi. Bekidusha de beshimsheh. Hold on, Moshe. With the when I do what Friday night with the kiddush? I put it on my eyes, drink it.
Oh, it says no.
Rashi says, "Sheshote kos shel kiddush b'Shabbat b'layla." Rashi says, drinking the wine gives you your eyesight back. So Tosafot says, on your eyes it puts the eyesight back. So now we have mahloket Rashi and Tosafot. Rashi says just drinking will get it back for you. Okay, let's turn the page.
Not only that, Tosafot says to do it
At home.
But Nesser and
Page 5. Who wrote this? Someone tell me who wrote this. Boys. Kiddushei Agadot is who?
William Davidson. Now give it.
Kiddushei Agadot is the Maharsha. Maharsha says as follows on this Gemara. Lihadele b'kedusha de beshimshi. You get your eyesight back Friday night. Mipirut Rashi hacha or perek elu kesharim. If you look at Rashi, ayidesh shotei yain kiddush mihadale. All you gotta do is drink the wine. Boom, your eyesight goes back. So all week long you're losing eyesight, and Friday night, zoop, it comes back Friday night with the kiddush. The Katu Talmidei Rabbeinu Yonah. The students of Rabbeinu Yonah write, don't put it in your eyes on Shabbat. Because that's called refu'ah. It's healing. It's like putting an ointment on your eye on Shabbat. We don't put healing ointments on Shabbat. Veleta, that's not true, he says.
We do it for Shabbat.
Yes, so but you're not allowed to do the refu'ah on Shabbat. And Masechet Shabbat.
eyes, you're allowed.
No. Oh no. If there's an eye ailment,
Yeah.
not this. It's talking about a bad eye ailment.
Yeah, they say
This is more like preventive medicine.
Segula.
We don't do
Yeah,
preventive.
sigula, like, And he says, Veleta, it's not true. You should be allowed to do it on the eyes. In your eye, you can't put it. On your eye, no problem. That's the rabbi from Tosafot. This that we do kiddush in shul. Why do we do it in shul? So people can have healing. They tend it on their hands so they can put it on their eyes. Anybody ever see in the shul, they pass out a kiddush cup, they put it on the eyes?
No.
Did anyone hear what Adam just said? Keep that in mind. What
did he say?
Adam, stay awake. Stay awake for the end of the class.
So is this not a problem if you drive everywhere?
Good question. Let's get it. Umiyu says, however, we don't do this, says Maharsha. Nobody puts it on their eyes. But we do it during Havdalah, says the Maharsha. Mishum, why do we do it? Don't look.
Not for
Chibuv mitzvah, not for money. Chibuv mitzvah, to show how much you love the mitzvah. You say, I love that mitzvah. I'm going to use it as makeup.
They put it in their pocket.
Yeah.
We call it in,
That's also good. Nobody says that.
In those countries, you call it al-ayni or al-ras. Put it al-ayni or put it al-ras.
Roy, I like that thought. Roy, I didn't see that anywhere. What did you say? I like his thought. He says your eyesight is about to go.
Huh? What did you say?
Your eyesight is about to go. Shabbat's over. So it's preventative. I like it. So too here, when it says the vision will come back, just drink the wine. Says Maharsha, don't put it on your eyes. Actually, yeah, whatever the deal is, says Maharsha. I didn't find a good answer why this is a custom. Why should the eyesight come back just because you put some kiddush wine on the eyes? Like the
They do it also over here. They do it on the
luz.
They do it in the pocket.
So I when I started the shoot, I had in my mind, tell everyone Havdalah, we'll have to do it a different time. He brings Havdalah here, but we got to shelf the whole Havdalah thing. Look at the Maharsha. The Maharsha, by the way, he's like a very big Kabbalist a lot of times. He's very down to earth in this one. He says another pshat. When the Gemara says it comes back Friday night at Kiddush, when Shabbat comes, it doesn't even mean Kiddush. It means just Shabbat coming in helps your eyesight. Who's running around on Shabbat? You're chilling.
Running to shul.
You're chilling. You're chilling around on Shabbat. You're relaxing, and so it's going to recharge. You cannot run on Shabbat. On Shabbat, you relax. So the Maharsha takes a very rationalist approach to this custom. Shul is only mitzvot, but otherwise we don't run. Okay, I wrote over here Keren Ora, vision, perspective. What are these things? Keren Ora.
Not allowed to jog on Shabbat.
It's a big question if you're allowed to run on Shabbat. It's a massive question. If it gives you ta'anug, another time. Not now. Keren Ora says as follows. I didn't paste it here, but I'll speak it to you outside. And also Rav Kook sort of says the same sort of thing in his writings. He says, you know what it means that you lose your vision during the week? It doesn't mean your physical vision is lost during the week. It means you lose your spiritual vision. You're so busy chasing after money and chasing after work and chasing after materialism all week long. Where are you going? You lose sight of where you're supposed to be. It says, it's beautiful shot. It says that when Shabbat comes in, it resets the week. We close the shop. We sit with the family. It gives you a new vision for your life of where you're supposed to be. That's what it means, your vision returns.
You know why? Because it's got sugar.
That's
He got you know.
so the Kinorah says it's not actual vision, it's perspective. And that's why Shabbat helps you. Beautiful pshat from Kinorah. Rav Kook says this as well, and he elaborates on it. Ben Yehoyada is written by the Ben Ish Hai. Ben Ish Hai says, don't take big steps. Now, the Gemara says rabbis shouldn't be running around the place. The Gemara has a list of things rabbis shouldn't be doing. One of the things is rabbis, don't be running around the place. Why? Because you can lose your eyesight. So the Beish Hai says, what? So then that applies to all people. Why only the rabbis are telling this trick? Why are you signaling out the rabbis that you worry about their eyesight and not other people? If it's going to defect their eyesight, tell everybody. When the Gemara introduces this list of things, it says it's a genai for the rabbis to do X, Y, and Z. It's not a genai to run around. It just can hurt you. Check out the reef. כל דיין שלוקח שוחד עיניו כהות, שנאמר כי השוחד יעוור עיני חכמים ויסלף דברי צדיקים. Bribery causes blindness. By the way, Yitzhak. Think about Yitzhak. Some would say he was bribed with Esav's asayid befiv, with his meals, and he became blind. Bribery causes blindness. And says the Ben Ish Hai, I'm going to skip to where it says Ulazeh Amad Genai. When you're a rabbi and you're dealing with court cases and betin and people asking you questions and people asking and giving you things, if you lose your eyesight, what are people going to say? You take bribes, you take stuff, you benefit from the kahal. And so there's a special apprehension that we tell the rabbis, you guys cannot go blind. It looks very bad to go blind if you're a rabbi because people will assume you take bribes. That's why I said, Vignahu, I'm at the end. At Yeshua, I skipped to the bottom of the Ben Ish Hai. Vignahu l'tamid hacham she'yavo l'sha'el oto din be'ezer dabar atelu b'riyat ha'ayin. And it's the second reason. If a rabbi loses his eyesight, his career is over. How's he supposed to do dam nida? How's he supposed to know? I don't do the sipur because I'm running out of time. And so he says, rabbi needs his vision. You have to be able to see. Taref, is it kosher? Is the blood? You have to see things, and therefore you have to preserve the eyesight.
Yeah, but today, it's not like the rabbis before. One rabbi in the city used to do everything. Now they have special rabbis.
The first reason will apply.
You think here in California, you have some rabbi check damim?
Yes, they are. Yes, yes. I don't think I know.
Who? You have some?
Yes, of course. What do you think everybody says? Of course.
You check damim?
Yes.
Who is the rabbi?
You put a Shaarey said it. There's a little mailbox. You put the.
There's a lot of people talking.
Yeah, of course. It's just not. It's not public because it's private stuff. The women know.
The women know.
Huh? Yeah. He's in a different stage of life. Okay, let's turn the page to page 6. Kuf Yud Gimel. Where are we going now, guys? We're going to Gemara Shabbat. We're going to Gemara Shabbat. Page 6. Gemara Shabbat says, look at the red square. Towards the end of that line. Page 6, red square. They asked Rabbi Ishmael, the son of Rabbi Yosef, am I allowed to take big steps on Shabbat? I want to run on Shabbat.
Neither one that was blind?
No, he wasn't blind. This is Rabbi Ishmael we're talking about. What are you asking about Shabbat? Are you allowed to run a weekday? You can't even take big steps ever. Because I say, you're going to lose 1/500th of your eyesight. And it only comes back during kiddush. So look at Ashi on the left side. No, I think it moved it. Kiddushat de beshimshi, and the red box must have moved. Again, as she says, all you have to do is drink the wine, and it comes back. On this Gemara, so again, it's the same version. I'm going to show you there's another Gemara. The same version of the halakha that this big steps reduces eyesight, but it's a little different. It's a rabbi talking, Rabbi Ishmael ben Yossi, and he says the word Ani Omer, I say. Okay? Says the Ben Ish Hai, your eyesight will come back Friday night at kiddush. נראה לי, הטעם שיועיל לזה קידוש הלילה ולא קידוש היום. Why only the nighttime kiddush gives you the eyesight back and not the daytime kiddush? היינו כי בלילה יש 70 תיבות של ויחולו ושל ברכת הקידוש. There's 70 words in the kiddush. We have 72 words in our total kiddush because it's the Shem of Hashem, 72, which is why
including
you have to make sure when you say the kiddush Friday night, don't add the words in kibanu b'harta ve'otan kiddush. No, don't add the word. What are the words we say on Yom Tov? No. Is that the words? Kibanu b'harta? Yeah, don't add those words on Friday night. In a lot of Siddurim, it has those words. Ashkenaz say it, and a lot of Siddurim it's in parentheses.
Sfarad.
Friday.
Italia, Sfarad.
In some Siddurim, they have it in parentheses. Don't say those words. Don't add those words. Why? The Kaf HaHaim says because you're going to lose. It has to be 72 letters. The whole kiddush. Those words are only for Yom Tov.
By the way, it says 70. Why do you?
70, but there's 2 before Yom HaShishi. That answers the question also. Why do we say Yom HaShishi? I've done this a million times with the ladies for sure. Why do we start kiddush Yom HaShishi? Trivia question. At the Thanksgiving table tomorrow night, ask your family, guys. Why do we start kiddush with Yom HaShishi? What? No, that's in the Beit Knesset. In the kiddush of the Bavai. Why do we say Yom HaShishi? That's not. How does the pasuk go?
Because we don't say it.
What is the pasuk, Ezra? Yom HaShishi is the last 2 words of the last pasuk.
Yeah.
Say the whole pasuk, or don't say the pasuk. Okay, Yom HaShishi. Do that. It's the whole pasuk. No, just Yom HaShishi, 2 words. Why? So there's 2 reasons.
You shouldn't say anything.
No, there's 2 reasons. Reason number 1, we want to have exactly 72 letters.
Okay.
Reason number 2, we're about to testify that Hashem created the world. We want to have the name of Hashem. So therefore what? Vaychulu hashamayim tishma Yoshua. Yoshua, tishma. It's 72, Yoshua. Hashem Ayin Bet, 72. Yes. Vaychulu. 72. This is Bili Yom HaShishi. This is Bili Yom HaShishi. Vaychulu hashamayim, first letters, Vav He. Boy, would it be nice if the last 2 letters of the last 2 words had Yud He, and they do. And so therefore, Yom HaShishi Vaychulu hashamayim is Yud He and Vav and He. Shem Hashem. That's why we stand up Friday night. Why do we stand up Friday night and not Saturday? Because Friday night we're testifying. If you look at the Ramah and you look at a lot of poskim, they say, stand up for Yom HaShishi Vaychulu hashamayim and then sit down if you want to. And you could do this. Why? Because you finish Hashem's name.
Also, you're allowed to sit down.
Why don't we stand up now?
Saturday, we're not doing it. Saturday, we don't do that.
We say V'shameru. We don't say Shem.
Yes. So you can sit down after, according to many poskim, after Yom HaShishi Vaychulu hashamayim, you can sit down. According to many poskim.
It's not because we sit down to drink the wine.
No, that's not good. I mean, maybe.
But if you count the actual words, I remember this. The words in the middle. What's the words in the middle?
Hashamayim. Hold on. But guys, the minhag of the Sfaradim, Roy, the minhag of the Sfaradim is to stand up Friday night. That's another question which I actually want to do in one of these weeks. But this is a reason why a lot of Ashkenazim might sit down after Yom HaShishi Vaychulu hashamayim. Okay? Where are we talking about? Oh, the Beis Hai. No, the brothers, Yeshua. Come on.
There's a lot of.
Okay, so that's what he just asked.
There's a lot of things that we learned when we were.
I'm going to add it to the list.
A lot of things we learned when we were a kid that were Ashkenaz, and not Sfarad, because we had Ashkenaz rabbis.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we will add this to the list and increase on this, but we want to do the Beis Hai. So the Beis Hai says 35 letters and 35 letters equals 70, right? Shem Lamed He V'Lamed He Mispar Ayin. What does Ayin sound like? Ayin. The Ayin. Ve'omim Ze Al Yayin. What's the numerical value of Yayin? Yod Nun. 10 and 50. 70. So that's 70 letters, 70 words. and 70 numerical value of wine. Le'od shene ned, and then you have 2 candles. You got this, Ezra? You have 2 candles. Ezra, you have 2 candles. How much is ned plus ned? 250 and 250, that's 500. Harekan, ayin shel kiri'ah, 70 words you read. V'gam ayin shel yain, 70 that you drink, which is the yain. Keneged shnei einayim shel adam, 1 ayin, 2 ayin. Shehasad mehem ehad mitaf kof, which lost 1/500. So 1 ayin, drinking, reading, and then the ned on the ned is the 500 for my eyesight.
But you don't need ned and ned. You don't need 1 ned.
What about the bread?
2 nedot.
No, you only need 1.
2 nedot. Huh? No, not
You
about
only need 1 ned. You only need 1.
Shabbat we need 2.
Ask them questions.
Shabbat we need 2.
Lechach.
Shabbat, Shabbat is the
Guys. Lechach. We have to move on. Lechach. Guys, the Beis Chai is talking to us. Lechach. Shelayla misugal ledabar. Friday night is so special for this inyan. Ubazeh yuvan. That's why the pasuk says, Hachlili enayim miyayin. Hachlili lashon kahal hamechazek et enayim kahol. Kimo shekadav ma'anan ha'chaim vital ve'yayin hu yayin kiddush that comes from the anavim. What's anavim? Grapes. Anavim is bet enayim, 2 eyes. Anavim bet enayim. I know, 2. 2 candles. Okay, so you guys remember this.
Please tell them.
Rabotai, hold on, not now. Rabotai, Thanksgiving tomorrow, you're going to stay at the table the following. You're going to start and say, why do we start Yom HaShishi? And then you go into the 72, and then you say, by the way, 70 of kiddush, and we drink 70, and there's 2 candles, 250 and 250 is 500. We lose 1/500 of our eyesight, and the grape juice is made of anavim, which is the words bet einayim, 2 eyes. There's no one better than the Beis Chai, and there's no place you got the Beis Chai in LA besides for Shaarey yerushalayim. Shani Omer Pesiaga, which is true, by the way. Shani Omer, by the way, it's the absolute truth.
So what's about the other part?
Huh? Hold on. Another Beis Chai. Shani Omer Pesiaga Sa says the Gemara in Shabbat is different than our Gemara Berachot. Rabbi Yishmael says, I say. Right? Shani Omer, I say, you lose. Who you? Everyone says it. To the Beis Chai. Nakit Hailish Nashani Omer. He said, I say it. La'agid she'en dabar zeh. Right. En dabar zeh mikubal etzlo me'abiv o she'ar rabotav. He didn't get this from his rabbis. But in Eli, why? So then why Rabbi Ishmael? Ezra. Why Rabbi Ishmael was so dafka him, cared about the Pisi Agasa? And the answer is, if you know anything about Rabbi Ishmael. In Eli, Rabbi Ishmael, Hirgish b'davar zeh b'dahto le'ashib Pisi Agasa. He was very famous in the Gemara to be very, very big. Why? Because he was a Kohen and he ate all the korbanot. This is the rabbi. He was huge, Rabbi Ishmael. And so therefore, he was very wide. He felt the steps, the exercise hurt him more than everybody else. He said, even though other people are skinnier than me, exercising for them hurts them too, just like me. They just don't know it. That's why he says, I say about myself, and it applies to everyone, even if you're not my size. And then he says, Beis Chai says, if you open the letters up, Pesi'a gasa. Pe is spelled pe he. The next letter is samach, is spelled samach mem chaf. Open all the letters up. Pe, samach, yod, ayin, he, gimel, samach, he. Add the whole gematria together. What do you think it is? 570, which is the 500 of we had plus the 70, and also the gematria of avad, ehad, mitaf, kof. Those letters equal exactly 570. You lost 1/500. Yeshua. You know what's the most amazing? He only lived a couple hundred years ago. Like a Rishon almost. Now, we have another sefer. 1,000 points to whoever tells me who wrote this one. Biniyahu. Yeshua. Biniyahu. Who's the author? Who wrote this? Yes, the Biniyahu, 1,000 points. You know, Ben Ishai wrote another book. It's called the Biniyahu, so it's him also. See, it's Ben Ishai You lose 1/500 of your eyesight. Ask the Rif. Why dafka the rabbi you're talking about, not the regular guy? Even she said, Roshem b'me'or enav. I wrote another answer. So I already answered this answer of why the rabbi in my other book, but I'm going to give you another one here. The rabbi sits all day long learning. He's sitting physically, sitting down all day. He goes 5-6 hours straight sitting in his chair. And it's known, the yeshiva b'riboy, sitting too much, kasher, brings what kind of illness? Not vision. Hemorrhoids. Tahtoniyot, hemorrhoids. So sitting around will lead to hemorrhoids. Like they said in the West.
Don't push.
Like they said in Ma'araba, which is in Israel, don't sit around too much, they told Rabbah. It's going to give hemorrhoids. And it's known, one of the side effects of hemorrhoids, I googled this, it can cause vision loss, hemorrhoids. And so sitting around can ultimately lead to hemorrhoids and then vision loss. The rabbi, he had to make sure more than anyone else not to run around.
Who is this?
Wait. Beni Ishai.
That's also Ben Ishai.
Now,
Sounds like you
Wait,
should.
so the rabbis sit around and they lose their eyes?
very good.
He did a big shift. He went from very
good.
gematria spiritual
To
to
very-
medical.
So now Ezra's asking a question. So that he should stop sitting around and run around.
No, so-
So hold on.
No, so what he's
The first
telling
one,
you, drink the wine on Yom Shishi and you'll be fine.
Yoshua is saying they stand up in some yeshivas. What should we do? What is the best physical advice we give to a rabbi?
that's one of those
And so, guys,
things.
what do you expect? Look at the next page. What do you expect by now? Where are we going here? We're going on a tour of Shas, guys. We're on Ketuvot now. Do you realize that the Talmud name keeps changing on the top? Ketuvot, page 111. Look at the bottom red square. This is the Gemara that the Ben Ishai just quoted, that they told the Rabbah, don't sit around too much. Remember what it said in the Ben Ishai? B'ma'arabah. Ma'arabah. In Israel, they told him, they sent him a letter. He's in Babylonia, in Iraq, and they sent him a letter, hey, don't sit around too much. What are they talking about? Rabbah's brothers sent him a letter. All his brothers, look at Rashi. See Rashi on the right side? It's in red. Rabbah ban Nahmani b'Pumpadita haya. He lived in Pumpadita. V'haya lo ahim be'eretz Yisrael. He had a lot of brothers in Israel. V'shalihu igeret zu kedei shi'ale Islam. They sent him this letter in order to convince him to move to Israel. They're saying, get out of Babel and move to Israel. And so they're giving him a whole list of things, of problems that will happen to him if he stays in Babel. And here's the list. Number 1. Yodeh haya Yaakov shesadik gamur haya. You know that Yaakov knew very well that he was a big tzaddik. What is this, guys? What is it? What are they telling him? What is this? What are they telling him here? You know that Yaakov knew he was a big tzaddik. You have to read between the lines. Yaakov said, Al tikbereni b'Mitzrayim. Don't bury me out of Israel. Why? Because I don't want to roll. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to roll to Israel. Yaakov, you're a tzaddik. Of course you're going straight to Israel. I don't trust it. Maybe I have an avon or something. I need to be in Israel, so I wake up. So if Yaakov was a tzaddik and he didn't want to be buried out there, you're going to live there and be buried there, you're for sure you're going to make it to Israel. That's the first thing they told him. We got to go. Everyone's got to go to Israel. Now.
We're gonna pass away in Israel, maybe. That's the...
That's to improve your Gilgulim skill.
I actually have a nice thing in this, but I'm going to save it for another time. Running out of time. Ilfa mosifpa devarim. Ilfa added more things to the list. Ma'aseh be'ahad, there was a guy. It's actually very eerily similar to the first story we said. There was a guy who was wanted to marry this girl very badly, and she didn't live in Israel. She lived in outside of Israel. So he's like, I'm moving and I'm marrying her. I met the most amazing woman. She lived out there. I'm leaving Israel. And he wanted to go down from Israel out. Kivan sheshama kazot, when he heard this, even Yaakov wouldn't be buried outside of Israel. Yaakov, I'm not even close to Yaakov. I can't leave Israel. He suffered and he didn't leave Israel until the day he died. He said, it's not worth it. I'm not leaving Israel. Even though you're a big rabbi, you're learning by yourself in Babel. You can learn from a rabbi in Israel. Who are you going to learn with? You're going to say, who am I going to learn with in Israel? I have a great rabbi. You can go learn by Rabbi Yohanan. By the way, P.S. He actually did go to Israel and maybe learned with Rabbi Yohanan. He didn't move there, but he visited it.
You know, Rav, all say Rav is Babel. Rabbi,
Yes.
is from Israel.
It's a trick to know if a rabbi in the Gemara is from Israel. It's called Rabbi with the Yud for Yisrael. If you're not going to move to Israel, if we can't convince you, then you better be careful. You be careful about three things. Don't sit around too much. It'll give hemorrhoids. Number one. Don't stand too much either. Why? It's bad for the heart to stand all day long. Don't walk. Don't walk around too much either. Because walking makes eyesight go down. So what should I do? A third of your day sit. Shilish ba'amida, a third stand. Shilish behiluch, and a third walk. Kol yeshiva she'en ima semicha. If you have a chair, a sitting that doesn't have a lean, which means if you have a chair with no back, if you just have a bench or a stool, amidah nochaim, but you're better standing. Sitting in a seat with no back is not going to help you at all. And the Gemara, I cut off the end. The Gemara finishes in saying, amidah is better. You just told me amidah is bad for me. It's bad for the heart. You want me to hurt my heart? But the Gemara says, it's better to stand and lean than to sit and not lean. And I'm going to translate it into 2023 Ashkenaz. It's better to lean on a stender, standing, than to sit on a bench with no back. That's what the Gemara says. No, we're talking about learning. And so for health reasons, so they told him, lean, stand and lean on your table.
What's happened with these people?
Good question.
But it's interesting that they're giving him all these advice.
I was waiting for this. Yossi, I thought you were going to say this.
So now you're learning
the same things that happened to me in Israel. The answer is, in Israel, this won't happen because Israel is special.
So now
Hashem protects Israel.
You can go to yeshiva as long as it's Eretz Yisrael.
So if you come to Israel, you can sit all day long. You're going to be fine.
I mean, the weather is different. Or what?
No. Hashem loves Israel.
Iraq, Babel is too wet.
Could be. Okay, guys.
That's two rivers.
This is going to be probably the last piece for today. We're going to have to do again next week. I don't know. I'm running out of time. I have a beautiful Hatam Sofer. Okay? This is a little bit Hasidish. He's not Hasidish, but he had a Hasidish Rebbe. It's on the next page. Ready? Now, Hatam Sofer. I put it in red. He's writing, if you look on the top, it's Petiha. He's writing a letter to his students to encourage them to study. And what does he say? I'm going to explain to you a really bewildering statement at the end of Ketuvot, which is what we just read, this whole sitting, standing thing. They said, move to Israel. He said, I don't want to move to Israel. So they told him, he's a Hebrew. Watch out for three things. Sitting will give hemorrhoids. Standing will give heart problems. Don't walk. It's going to give vision problems. A third of your day sitting, standing, and walking. If you have a bench with no back, you're better off to stand up and lean on a stender. And then the last part I didn't do here because I don't want to get sidetracked. It's about a mule that wants. Okay, fine. Let's fast forward the mule. I don't really want to get into that. Let's understand on a deep level what the Gemara is saying. which means, guys, if they sent him a letter from Israel to the Gadol Ador, you think they're just stop giving him physical advice? It's a deep meaning. Ki amru Hazal, Yashanti az yanuach, it says in Eov, I slept and I rested. Yanuach li, sheyashen adam het sha'ot. A person sleeps 8 hours a day on average. Gematria az, because the pasuk says, Yashanti az yanuach. I slept and then I rested. How much sleeping caused rest? Then. Az, 7 and 1 is 8, which means 8 hours is called rest. Gematria az, ayin magen Abraham. It doesn't say 8 hours bechol yom every day. You don't sleep 8 hours every day. If you sleep 8 hours every day, when are you going to learn? All your physical activities is called sleeping. Everything you need to do physically, says the Hatam Sofer, is sleeping. A third of your day you should be sitting, which means
if you eat cumulatively,
eating,
2 hours,
drinking, sleeping, altogether 8 hours. They're giving him advice on how to lead, how to divide his schedule. And business is in those 8 hours, says the Hatam Sofer. The remaining 16 hours, so 8 hours, business, eating, sleeping, bathroom, 8 hours. The remaining 16 hours, you should work on your spirituality. Divide the day. 8 hours. 8 hours you're sitting means yeshuv, living the physical life. That's 8 hours. If you sit around too much, it brings hemorrhoids, tahtonim. You get stuck in the bottom world. Too busy with work and all the balagan of the bottom world. If you get busy too much in the physical world, you're never going to be satisfied.
Who's saying this?
Hatam Sofer. And whatever you collect is going to be taken from you when you pass. It's going to ruin you're going to ruin with the physical world down here. When it says a third of your day sitting, otherwise you'll get hemorrhoids. It means a third of your day physical. More than that, it's not good. Next one. Don't stand around too much. What is it bad for? It's bad for the heart. It's standing on the Torah that you've learned without adding. It's just standing on what you know and not adding more Torah. You're still. Your heart's never going to really understand what's going on. You're going to be learning, but you're not learning. You don't know what's going on. You're not taking it to the next step. Now walking, going, moving, that's going to the next step. Trying to move too much is going to be very bad for you. You can't move too much. It's bad for your vision. It's bad where you're going. It's bad for your eyesight. Don't try to be hacham, the rabbi, overnight. It's not good for you. You have to, a third of your day, you say, I want to learn new things. I want to grow. Not all day. Like we say in Tehillim, praiseworthy are those who sit in your house and they will give you thanks. How fortunate is a person with strength? Their path is in their hearts. Where they're walking to is in their hearts. They go through the valley. When they drink from the springs, and they have blessings. And they go from level to level. If they do that, they will see Hashem in Zion. That's the path. So he's saying this Tehillim is telling you the path of life. He's going to break it down. Aman. If you just want too much stuff down here, it's going to make you want more down here. It's just going to cause more greed. You'll never get to the praising of Hashem. So Ashrei Yoshev Betecha, very good. You're doing business. Yeshiva, Yeshuva Olam, very good. But how do you want to get to the place of the next pasuk? Oz lo bach misil pebamam, seeing Zion, Yehalel Hashem. You're not going to get there by business. You have to jump. You have to work. You have to move. Praiseworthy are the people who are sitting. Mosifim hilul v'shevach yom yom. That's the people who add every single day. Od, a little bit more. Every single day they add. Praiseworthy is a person who, fortunate is a person who has strength in you. Their path is in their heart. They know exactly where they're going in their heart. This step to the next step, not jumping levels, one level at a time. They don't wander around. What does that say? Oh, the Bacha. What does it mean? Bacha. They go in the valley of Bacha. What's Bacha? Bacha is Bait, Kiram, and Isha. The three things like the war a person needs. The vineyard. The woman, Kerem, sorry. It says Kiram. Oh, it's a Pashvi. Bait, Kerem, Isha. Which means they're going through physical life, which is fine. They're getting married. They're having a business. They're having a house. Mayan Yishitu, they'll drink from the well, from the spring. The people who stay in your house, they will create springs and wells of blessing, to give them lots of blessing. Who gets these blessings? Only the guys who go from hayil to hayil, from one step to another step. They don't need Sion right now. It says, they'll see Hashem with Zion. They have Zion right now in their house. If you're following the instructions of the pasuk and you're going to Hayil, you have Zion. You have Hashem. You're seeing Hashem and you're praiseworthy. That's Asher Adam Oz Lo Bach. Says the Hatam Sofer. What are they telling him? Don't sit around too much in business. A third of your day in business. The next third of your day, don't say, okay, I'm going to be the biggest rabbi in the history of the world. No. Amidah. Get back. The basics. Learn the basics. No. Don't be a star.
Amidah means don't get stuck in one place.
Amidah means them. But yeah, there is a place for Amidah. But there is a place for Amidah. A third of your day is for Amidah. The next third of your day.
Measured Amidah.
Don't
get stuck. Don't be stagnant. Don't get stuck.
The next third of your day, Halicha. Where are you going? Where are you going? And if you walk too much and if you go too fast, you lose the vision. You don't know where you're going anymore. So each one, unbelievable. So if each one, if you abuse it and overdo it, you're going to hurt yourself. So again, if you what gives tahtonim? Sitting around brings hemorrhoids. Tahtonim. Too much business, you're going to be a gashmi person. The next one was standing around too much brings heart problems.
You don't know. Not be because you're stagnant in.
And the last one, walking too much, vision problems. You don't know where you're going.
You don't know where you're going. Three parts of your day should be
Mikra and all that. So that's once you're learning, you should do it. He's talking about.
Maybe the last one.
I'm already learning. How should I learn? It's not even. It's philosophical also. What should I try to be?
Does he source it?
This is his own shot. It's his own beautiful shot. He's saying this is. Where do you want to go? It's before you sit down to learn. This lesson is before your day. What am I doing?
He sourced it from the Gemara. What he does?
He's reinterpreting. Yeah, but it's his idea.
But they're talking probably physical.
Yeah, no, and he's going. Hatam Sofer is unbelievable.
You don't know what they're talking.
This is his shot.
That's his shot.
And he's telling this much more sense. And he's telling this. You know what the best part is? Who's he talking? This letter. Read the top. Fatiha. It's a letter from Musar for the Talmidim. He's to the Kolel boys. He's telling this. Guys, know where you're going. You don't want to be a rabbi overnight. Slowly, and then you work on more. This is
they don't work.
Have the vision. Have the heart. They don't work. It's a good question. That's it for today. We have to finish this next week. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.